up for our assembly today. I think there was 125 that had registered for our event, and I really appreciate all of you taking the time today to be with us, and hopefully you'll be able to take a nugget away from here for your clubs, maybe a little bit of motivation as we go forward into this new year. First off, I'd like to thank all of the district chairs for working with us today and being part of the breakout sessions and putting that together for us so we can get a little more together, get a little more information on leadership roles in the clubs and the districts. I want to thank all the district chairs for their attendance today and work in the breakout sessions. And Jane Chamberlain, I want to thank Jane for putting this all together and keeping me straight on my on the event today. So really appreciate all the work that she does behind the scenes, from the Zoom and getting the breakout sessions and so forth going. So appreciate all the work, Jane. Little schedule of events today. I'm going to give a bit of a district update for the first half of 2020, 2021. And then we'll go into, we do have a short video from John O'Leary. John O'Leary was our keynote speaker at the district conference in October. We've got a little bit of a follow-up video from John. We've got a motivational speaker. Well, we have a speaker today. After John's, we'll try and have a little bit of a speaker presentation. Then we'll go into some breakout sessions based on the district's and club leadership. And then at the end, we'll come back together and just maybe provide 2 or 3 of the nuggets that came out of those breakout sessions to the whole group, and hopefully have an idea of how we're going to go forward here in the rest of this year. First off, I'd like to begin this assembly by recognizing a past Rotary International director who recently passed away due to complications of COVID-19. Greg Yank was a great Rotarian, a mentor to a lot of people, both inside and outside of Rotary. He will be greatly missed. Let us just take a moment of silence to reflect on how he has helped us over the many years as he was part of our Rotarian family. Thank you so much for your reflections on the life and time of Greg Yank. Again, he was a mentor to a lot of folks, and both inside and outside of Rotary. So now I'd like to give you just a quick update on some of the goals, or some of the things that we've done here in the first half of 2021. All clubs have goals in the Rotary Club Central. Those goals can now be edited and updated as we proceed throughout the remainder of the year. Almost all the clubs have at least 13 goals in the system, and with that, that will allow those clubs to be eligible for the Rotary citation. So as we go through the remainder of the year, we need to continue to look at updating those goals for completion. And like I say, we will be eligible for the Rotary citation. From a membership standpoint, the district is down 1 Rotary club in July, and we are down 1 Rotaract club here in December. We're currently down about 45 members across the entire district. So membership retention and new club formation, in particular, the formation of satellite clubs, needs to be our priority as we're going forward. There is a breakout session today with Stacy Jolly, our district membership chair, and Bev Saltweedle, our district trainer, to discuss some of the potential options to help in the membership area. So if you're attending those that session, look for ways that we can retain our members, get them more engaged, and potentially look at some satellite club. We did get a E-Club established in the Bloomington Normal area at the end of last year, and they're very active going here in 2020-21. We do have a satellite club that was formed this past year, and there's 2 more that are in the process of forming across the district as well. So we are looking at new clubs being formed. From a club meeting standpoint, I have met with 41 of the clubs across the district, either face-to-face when we were able to meet face-to-face, or virtually through the Zoom or other platforms, or potentially in a hybrid mode where some were face-to-face and some were on Zoom. So I've met with 41 of the 44 clubs across the district already. I've recognized about 23 individuals in the clubs with a district governor award for their service to their communities and to Rotary. And there'll be more to be awarded during the rest of this year. We are asking all the clubs to keep Jane, their assistant governor, and myself informed on their meeting status as far as whether they're meeting online, whether they're meeting in person via hybrid, or if they're not meeting at all because of the COVID issues in their areas of the district. But keep us informed as to what your status is so we can maintain that on our website. I will be scheduling meetings during this last half of the year to meet with all the clubs again. I do intend to try and get around to all the clubs at least a second time. Some have already been there. I want to pay a special attention to getting to those clubs that I have not been able to meet in a face-to-face fashion. And as this vaccine continues to roll out across the district, across the state, hopefully more and more of us will be able to start meeting again face-to-face. But I will be scheduling meetings as well. I'll be working through the AGs and the presidents associated with that. We have increased and updated the presence on our social media, our clubs, on our district. So we are using social media a lot more, and it's all updated and current. Foundation giving has been strong during this first half of the year. We're about $125,000 to the foundation, which is about 66% of our goal. Some clubs have not given yet, but I do understand that happens more towards the end of the Rotary year. So we're looking forward to having a good campaign for our foundation giving for this year. Our End Polio campaign was also very strong during the first half of the year, especially during the month of October, where we had our World Polio Day. We're at about $45,000 in our Polio Plus giving so far this year. We still have some funds coming in for that campaign. We had an outstanding online basket auction at the district conference in October, and we raised over $5,100 in that basket auction alone. We awarded about 29 district grants across the district to different clubs, and that totals about $53,000 in giving back to the communities in our district. And there are several global grants that are in progress around the world, and we continue to look at ways to support the international community. First half of the year, we've had a lot of first virtual meetings. We started in May with our first virtual training assembly for incoming new officers at the club and the district level. We had our first virtual pets that was held in the end of May and June for all of the president-elects and president nominees that would be taking over in July. We had a virtual installation at the end of June. And then the first ever virtual district conference in October with a highly regarded motivational speaker who we will hear from today as well, and some world-renowned entertainment. That was all led by Janet Ellis Nelson, and did an excellent job in getting that conference pulled together on that Saturday in October. We also had a virtual past district governor holiday party in December. So a lot of firsts, a lot of virtual events taking place in the first part of the year. Some of the meetings scheduled for the remainder of the year, and we'll have a slide later on, I believe, that will talk about some of these meetings as well, but we will be holding a virtual RLI, Rotary Leadership Institute, on February the 13th. All three of those the sessions for RLI will be available on that day. Sign up for those sessions is currently open at this time. And if you need any help getting signed up, you can let Cindy Guthrie Jane Chamberlain or myself know, and we can get you signed up for the RLI. There is a small nominal fee for that because there are some presentation materials that will be mailed out to individuals prior to the RLI. There's a virtual Rise Up and Unify Youth Leadership Interact Quarantine Conference that will be held on February 6th. Janet Ellis Nelson is working with Dr. Sherrod out of the Decatur area in regards to putting that together for our youth in the district. There's a virtual Land of Lincoln Pets in March. Registration is now open for that, so there will be AGs, PEs, and PNs that'll be there'll be training provided for all those individuals coming in here in March for their year starting in July. And again, that registration is open for those individuals. There'll be a training assembly in May, on May 1st. This training assembly will be primarily for new club and district leaders who will be starting their year first in July of 21. More information will be coming forth on that. And then there'll be installation on June 27th, 2021 for district officers and club presidents and others. Again, June 27th, and more information will be coming out on that. So that was the quick update on the district. If there's any questions, I can take those, or we can move on. All right. I think we have a poll. And I can't read it. Can you read it, Glenn?
Yes. Did you attend the virtual district conference in October? And there's 4 choices. What conference again? Of course, I had to wash my hair that morning. I was serving my community and club that day. And voting is happening at a crazy rate. Okay, it's complete.
And the answer is, did you share?
I'm sharing the results right now.
Okay, and the answer is,
Of course
you attended the district conference in October. I appreciate that. The main reason I was asking that is at that district conference in October, we had a motivational speaker by the name of John O'Leary. And so now I recognize that a lot of you had the opportunity to see him in his presentation, a little over a 30-minute presentation in October. So we do have a follow-up 5.5-minute presentation from John this morning. But first off, let me do just a quick introduction to John O'Leary. I first met John, and I believe John has been in the district about 10 years ago doing a presentation at one of the district conferences. So some of you may be familiar with John O'Leary from that conference, say 10 years ago. But I met John at a Zone Institute in Fort Wayne, Indiana in October of 2019, which seems like almost a lifetime ago now. But John did a presentation for the attendees, and part of that presentation, he played the piano, which was amazing because you'll see his hands are somewhat have an issue because of his the burn that he had over 100% of his body. But he also talked about miracles and how he was a miracle to be able to survive the burn. And then what he really was talking about is how Rotary, Rotarians around the world create miracles with all that they do for themselves, their communities, and the world. So when I heard that, it clicked. It said to me, hey, that's exactly what we do. We do provide miracles around the world. And so that's kind of what started me working with John to get him at our conference and talk about that. And so, like I say, we did have John at our conference, and talked about miracles and talked about what we do as Rotarians. And he had offered a 5.5 minute follow-up to our district conference. And so, Glenn, if you would want to help us see John O'Leary and his follow-up.
6490. My name is John O'Leary, and a long time ago, back in October of 2020, I know, an election ago, a year ago, for many of us, it feels like a lifetime ago, I had the profound honor of joining you for the virtual gathering. And today I want to remind you a little bit of what we talked about then and a challenge to step back into it in 2021. Our theme, for the most part, was about this idea of making miracles happen. Harnessing, again, the ability that you possess in your life and your breath to positively elevate the life of another human, to change the world for good, That was true in 2020. It was required in 2020. We needed Rotary and one another in 2020. But we have every confidence that it's also going to be true in 2021 as we look forward. So how do we keep doing that? That's what I want to get focused on today briefly with you. How do you keep doing that when it's hard? Well, when I was a little guy, they would put me into something called physical therapy. And I would imagine on the call today, many of us have been through some kind of therapy where you've had to rehab your knee or hip or elbow, whatever it might have been. For a burn patient, they got to rehab the entire body. So every part of my body that needs to have any movement later on in life needs to be stretched. For me, they would stretch me on these yellow mats. It would take about 45 minutes. Eventually, they would roll me in my little wheelchair away from the yellow mat, down a hallway. They would make a left-hand turn into a broom closet. There were two therapists in the room. One would shut the door, come over to me, put a towel in my mouth. I'm 9 years old. They would put a towel in my mouth. They would then hold me down to my hips, Rotarians. The other therapist would then come in and start cranking away on my joints. I'm 9. I'm weeping. I'm screaming. I'm in pain. And what I remember most from those times in the broom closet was this. Looking through my tears, through those watery eyes, and looking at these two therapists and watching how they were crying and thinking to myself at age 9, what are they crying about? I'm the one being stretched. I'm the one going through pain. I'm the one enduring this heartache. I'm the one going through the difficulty. It's all about me. So what were they crying about? Because I was the one going through the physical pain. Well, Rotary, and you all know this, as bad as physical pain is, it's nothing compared to emotional pain. And although those physical therapists weren't going through the physical therapy themselves, they were the ones emotionally weathering the storm of serving, of showing up, of making a difference, of inflicting pain sometimes in order that someone else may take the next best step forward in their journey, in their lives, going forward into it. Life and leadership and service above self is not always easy, but it is our call. So in 2021, how will we continue to weather the waves of COVID-19 and political divisiveness and challenges in our family? For some of us, challenges financially or professionally or relationally or spiritually or physically. How do you keep doing this? I think it comes down to mission. So I want to put in front of you a question and then have you answer it today on the video, but it is this. Why do you choose to do great work? Why do you choose to serve? Why do you choose to make a difference? Why do you choose to make miracles happen every day of your lives? And I want you to answer it with a statement. I choose to thrive because. I choose to do great things because. I choose to be a miracle for others because. I choose to thrive because. My statement is this. I choose to thrive because God demands it. My family deserves it. The world is starved for it. Let's roll. No excuses. My friends, what is yours? That will be not only what gets us through our October meeting of 2020, gets us into the new year, gets us kicking off into January, but we'll make sure that we remain mission centered in this month, throughout this year and beyond, because the headwind is real. The challenges are mighty, but the foundation is firm, and the best days are in front of us. I choose to thrive because it was a message we whispered towards you back in October. It's a message I want to roar your way now that we're in January. And it's a message I think that will tether you forward into a future that is even better than our past. So my friends from Rotary, I want to thank you for being the change. I want to thank you for living out the impact that you live every day in your work and in your lives. And I want to thank you for believing, like I do, that it is not easy, but it will not become easy this side of eternity. But it is good. And together we can get through this thing, and the best days remain in front of us. So for this time, and until next time, my name is John O'Leary, and this is your day, Rotary. Live inspired. God bless you guys. Have a great afternoon.
Man, what a tough act to follow. I'm not exactly sure why I put myself after John O'Leary, but here I am. The other day I was talking to Doug Bach from the Charleston Rotary Club, and he's one of our assistant governors, Area 12, and he had indicated there is some research about how the folks rate the next presenter following a great speaker. I paraphrase a little bit here, but a presenter following a great speaker will be judged as a better speaker than they may truly be. So with that, I hope the research is correct and I'm deemed a better speaker than I may be just because I'm following John. This is a new year. It really does feel good to get 2020 behind us. And with the new year, we all make New Year's resolutions. One of mine is to try and read more. I've recently read a book by Max Lucado called Begin Again. Happen to have it here. It is about the fact that we are given an opportunity to begin again every day, every week, every month, every year. We have that opportunity to begin again. So with 2020 behind us and 2021 ahead of us, we all can begin again doing what we do best as Rotarians and as service above self and making miracles happen, not only in ourselves and our communities, but around the world. I titled this presentation, I'm not here to make you cry. How do we continue making miracles happen? I actually started this presentation last summer thinking about making miracles happen, getting my year started off, and talking about the district governor. I didn't get a speaker for today, so I talked to Jane Chamberlain a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned to her this potential opportunity to do this I'm not here to make you cry speech, and she thought we could make it happen. So if I can pull this off today, it's all because Jane Chamberlain allowed me to do this. If it fails, it's my fault. So this is gonna happen. So let's get started. Let me tell you all a story. Once upon a time, long ago, in a district far away, there once was a district governor who was doing their club visits and their standard presentation, and everything went well. The club members applauded and gave the district governor their due respect. After the meeting, a club member was talking to the district governor and mentioned that they did a good job, but the district governor didn't make them cry. Well, folks, today, I'm not here to make you cry, but Norbert Saltweedle and Kevin Miller from our two clubs in Effingham, they will make you cry as they make miracles happen. Norbert and Kevin saw a need to help families in Uganda, and they chose to use chickens and training the villagers to be able to raise them and then sell the eggs and help them improve their lives. So on December 28th, the chickens were delivered to the Kamala district for this poultry project. The chicks had been placed under the care of 4 farms that will grow them up to 10 weeks of age, after which they will be further distributed to 30 women and youth households, who will then take them into production. Eggs will be marketed through the co-op, with a portion of the proceeds going to the families and a portion retained by the co-op to repay feed costs. The co-op will then select additional families and receive chicks and join the project. It may seem like a small thing to those of us gathered here today, but I will venture to say that to those families in Uganda who are now able to raise chickens and sell eggs, it is truly a miracle. Again, I'm not here to make you cry, but Carl Berkebile of the Rotary Club of Champaign will make you cry as he makes miracles happen in Kenya. Carl's a retired high school teacher. He's a director of the agriculture for a nonprofit, Healing Hands International. He saw a need for fresh water in Kenya. With his vision and his knowledge, schools and villages have been able to drill wells to provide clean water for them. This was a District 6490 global grant, and it was the largest global grant that we have supported. They have been able to reduce disease in the children and save lives. They've also been able to irrigate raised beds and provide fresh vegetables for use and to sell. Again, I'm not here to make you cry, but Esther Nombe, also a member of the Rotary Club of Champaign and a faculty member of the U of I, will make you cry as she makes miracles happen in eastern Kenya. Again, Esther saw a need to bring fresh water to a school in eastern Kenya. She partnered with the Rotary Club of Champaign and Carl to bring fresh water to a school of several hundred students. They have also made raised beds for gardening. Recently, the Rotary Club received thank you letters from the children that have been benefited from this great project. Those thank you letters said that they have fresh water now to grow vegetables, flowers, to drink, to clean their hands, and prevent the spread of COVID-19. We also talked about being able to clean their toilets. Again, I'm not here to make you cry, but those kids being able to have clean water and prevent the spread of COVID-19 will make you cry. Again, I'm not here to make you cry, but Heather Stowe, our district governor-elect and member of the Decatur Rotary Club, and her commitment to fostering heart-to-heart partnerships will make you cry as they make miracles happen in the heart of Mexico. Heather and the rest of the folks who work on the heart-to-heart projects have seen a need for a lot of work in the heart of Mexico. Through Rotary Global grants, they have brought clean water, housing, tortilla making, improving the schools within the heart of Mexico. Again, in some cases, what they are doing may seem small, possibly insignificant to a lot of us here today, but I do believe to those who are the recipients of these projects, they are nothing short of miracles. Again, I'm not here to make you cry. The Rotarian Doc Sprague will make you cry with his dedication to the Parish Rotary Club. Doc is a member of the Parish Rotary Club. He's really not that different from a lot of Rotarians from across the district and around the world. He joined the Parish Rotary Club several years ago. We kind of jokingly say that he was a charter member of the Parish Rotary Club, but he isn't really. But he did join the Parish Rotary Club before I was born. He has been a Rotarian for over 68 years. When I was the president of the Parish Rotary Club, Doc and I had some lively discussions during our meetings. You read into that maybe we didn't necessarily agree with each other, and he would let me know that. But when I was nominated for the district governor position a few years ago, Doc was one of the first to lend his support to me in this journey. Then last March, when this COVID-19 thing hit and the club had to stop meeting in person, we had to find a way that we could get together. We started Zoom meetings every other week. The thing is, Doc doesn't have an email address. Doc doesn't even have a computer. So we were afraid we would not be able to connect with Doc. But Doc was really a remarkable Rotarian, and he stayed connected with the club through his flip phone. He would call in on the meetings. We would recognize that he was okay. He was doing well. He stayed connected with us. A lot of folks around our districts are scared of this technology, but Doc embraced it after being in the clubs almost 68 years at that time and 68 years now. He embraced this technology using his flip phone so he could connect with his Rotary family. I'm gonna get a little emotional here, so bear with me. I got another couple little stories to tell you. As a lot of you may know, I spend time working for an organization called Faith in Action Edgar County. The organization does a lot of work throughout the county to support individuals that need some extra help to
I'm
remain
on a Zoom, but I'm
that rather than being placed in nursing homes or assisted living residents. I work with a group of guys who build wheelchair ramps or accessible steps for individuals who need safe access into their homes. And this is part of the crew. We have about 12 or 13 of us total that we get together on basically a weekly basis throughout the summer to build these ramps and steps for individuals in need. These guys do embody the service above self attitude, even though they're not Rotarians. Again, I'm not here to make you cry, but Diane will. Diane was unable to walk and was confined to a wheelchair. The access to her house was via several steps. She was unable to get out of her house to do the normal activities that we would take for granted. We were able to build a ramp that she could use. It was the first time she had been out of the house in over 3 months. Now to us, getting in and out of the house isn't a big deal. We do it multiple times a day. But I'll venture to say for Diane, having a ramp and the ability to get in and out of her house is in her mind a miracle. I'm not here to make you cry, but Reese will make you cry. She was not able to get around like most little girls could. She eventually was able to learn to walk, but she needed a walker. Whenever she wanted to go outside to play with her siblings and friends or go over to the neighbors, her mom had to stop everything she was doing and help her get in and out of the house. We were able to build her a ramp. So she had that freedom to get in and out of the house to play and run with her siblings and her friends. The first time she went down the ramp, and that's in the picture there, it was truly a miracle. We built another ramp across the street from her for her, they were like her grandparents, and she was able to get up into their house as well. So again, I'm not here to make you cry, but all the people that we support as Rotarians, not only here in our own communities, but with the people that we support in Mexico and Kenya and Uganda and India and Serbia and everywhere else in the world that we do good, will make you cry. We do truly make miracles happen. So let's briefly return to John O'Leary's question. He asked, why do you choose to serve? Why do you choose to thrive in Rotary? Why do you choose to be a miracle for others? I strongly encourage you to reflect on this for yourself and your club. John is right on the money. These past 6 months have felt like a lifetime. As Rotarians, we know it's imperative to rise to the challenge of making miracles happen, to elevate the lives of others. It's been difficult this year, no question. I hear from many of you that it's been difficult to make decisions when to meet and how to meet, on whether to do community fundraisers, how to best to help others in need while maintaining our own safety for the sake of our families, and on how to keep club members engaged enough to find meaning in their memberships. This is what John meant when he said that emotionally weathering the storm of serving can be hard. All Rotarians are called to show up, and this hasn't changed since 1905. We can benefit today and for the rest of this Rotary year, remembering that life is not perfect, but it is good. And Rotary is not a victim of COVID-19. Let's recognize what we do. It's enough to make miracles happen, large or small, here in our communities and in other countries. And our Rotary footing is firm. In Rotary, why do we ask? What more can I do? Because the future is not determined and there's always more to do. We make miracles happen because we are miracles. Let's act like it. Let's not play small. Let's have confidence and move forward together with courage. Service above self is not always easy, but it is our call. Now, I'm sure you understand that Rotarians don't really want to cry. We want to be inspired. We want to be uplifted. We want to be filled with hope. We want to begin again as we move forward into 2021. If we focus on what remains possible in this unprecedented time, we can make miracles happen in ourselves, our community, and around the world. So thank you all for being here and listening to Making Miracles Happen, and I'm not here to make you cry.